Hi, Latna. Hi, Les. Just testing audio.
Hi there. I might be talking at the same time Liz is, although I see her mic. Oh, now she's probably speaking.
Hi, this is Les Morones. Thank you, Latna. Appreciate
Hi.
Thank,
it. Can you hear
thank you
me okay?
both. I can hear you both loud and clear.
Oh, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm going to start this interpretation channel. Thanks.
Sounds great. See you soon. Thank you.
putting on my microphone to call us to order. Good evening, everybody. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, which is behind us in the room. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And roll call?
Director Andrade let us know that he would not be able to make it today. Director Hodges,
Here.
Director Rosen,
Here.
Director Hatcher,
Here.
President Lamden.
I am here.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we had two closed session items, but no reportable action. And we will then go on to the introduction of our new employee. Is that
Good evening, Honorable Board. Dwayne Taylor, Director of Parks and Facilities Maintenance. Tonight, I would like to introduce one of our newest employees of the Parks and Facilities Maintenance Department, Mr. Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne has worked with Hard as a seasonal parks aide, and he was recently hired into a full-time position in May of 2026 as a full-time equipment operator. Prior to Hard, Dwayne worked in Hayward and in Oakland in various roles spanning from heavy equipment operator, welding, facilities maintenance, and general labor. His former supervisors recognized him for his strong work ethic, reliability, and initiative. He's demonstrated exceptional care and precision while operating commercial equipment, always prioritizing safety, which is very important for our line of work, and his overall work ethic. Despite the demanding nature of his jobs, Dwayne has maintained a humble, approachable, and positive attitude that's contributed to a strong and collaborative work environment. Outside of Hard, Dwayne enjoys fishing, gardening, and working on small woodwork projects. I can say on behalf of the entire department, we are thrilled to have Dwayne as our new equipment operator, and we look forward to all his future contributions. Thank you.
Thank you. And
say something. There we go. Hello. So yeah, my name is Dwayne Johnson, of course. I was raised in the Bay Area, Oakland, California. I went to Franklin L., Garfield, Fremont High, and the School of Arts and Crafts. I'm honored to be here. I'm glad you guys chose me for this role. I'm very dedicated to it, and I look forward to basically being a team player and a hard worker. So thank you. Excuse me? When was I in Oakland? I lived in no, I have never worked for the city of Oakland. Yeah, but my background is spread out far and wide. Oh. Oh, okay.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad to be here.
Take a quick picture with me, please.
Yeah.
Yep, we're thrilled to have you. And part of our tradition now is to take a picture with you. So we'll meet you right here in front.
Hey, you have to put it on your wall, so we'll be expecting that.
It'll go great in your equipment.
You have to take the picture onto the dashboard of the loader. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks again. Okay, that brings us to public comments regarding items not on our agenda, and we have one public comment in-house. Do we have anything online?
We do not have anyone online for public comment.
Okay, thank you. So I will call Dave Ambrosio.
My name is Dave Ambrosio.
Hang on one second. Up, there you go.
Oh,
Now
is
it's
it on?
Now it is.
Okay, good. My name is Dave Ambrosio. I play bocce at Adobe Park in Castro Valley 3 times a week with an average of about 40 people, consistently 40 people. I've been playing for the last 8 years. Some players have been playing since the opening of the court in 2009. Many of us travel from all over the East Bay, San Ramon, Livermore, Hayward, Fremont, Union City, Oakland, Rossmore even, Pleasanton. The age groups vary. We have 10, 12-year-olds that come and play with us sometimes, all the way up into the 90s. So we're covering every range group of the population. And the majority are retirees in their 70s. We have 4 or 5 tournaments a year for fundraisers, local charities, organizations. The George Mark houses, we have one next week. Those are for terminal kids, and that's in a house in San Lorenzo. I don't know if you, or San Leandro, if any of you know about it. The VFW, the Bon Tempo has scholarships. We raise money for all of those, $4,000 or $5,000 sometimes, and at a shot.
Nice.
We're very community based. Many of us frequent the local restaurants after bocce. So we'll take a whole group and 12 to up to 20 sometimes and get the local people, some nice income. So we're helping out the whole thing. An occupied and a used park keeps undesirables out of the neighborhoods, promotes for family atmosphere. That's probably our key thing. Because when we're not there, we see some of the drug dealers that are trying to sneak in and into the parks all the time. And we try to chase them out. So I put together a list of interested people. I have about 60 people on the list that, just going to some of the local things that we got going. We'd like to have it reinstated. I was in the original plans in the San Lorenzo plan. I don't know why it was taken out, but we'd like to have it put back in. The community center is about 100 feet away from it. You have the bathrooms and parking, everything perfect for senior citizens. So, I mean, that's basically what we're talking about. And we just wanted to have you all reconsider it and hopefully put it back in. That's it. I have pictures that I've taken over the last few years of the Pleasanton Senior Center, because they've gone up and they've built a nice gate that's required by federal law now. And we noticed that Kennedy Park, when they built it, they left a gap into the middle for wheelchair accessibility, I imagine. And no one goes through the middle of a bocce ball court. They all are at the beginning of the bocce ball court. And at Pleasanton, they actually built a gate. And there's no gap because we use the walls to bounce off of. If you've ever played bocce, you'd understand it. And come down to we're having a tournament on next weekend or next Saturday.
Right.
So we're there probably all day long, raising some more money.
Okay.
So basically that's it. I have pictures and I'd like to give it to Mr. Wheeler so he has something to, okay, Mr. Johnson.
Okay.
Or Taylor, no problem.
Yes.
You guys.
Okay.
All right.
We'll keep them busy then.
Thank you very much.
That's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. And no additional public comments at this time, correct? Okay. So then we'll go on to our consent calendar and we are going to pull item 9.5. Are there any other items that my colleagues or the public would like to pull? Seeing none, I will request a motion for 9.1 to 9.4.
I'll move 9.1 through 9.4.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. So moved by Director Hatcher and seconded by Director Hodges. We got you, Paul. Okay, on the motion.
I was gonna say something.
Okay, and that passes unanimously. Yeah. Okay, great. On 9.5, I'll kick off and then open up for my colleagues. So this is our item regarding the election that's coming up. And I know historically we have not had a signature requirement, but I'm wondering if that's possible to have to require signatures for candidates. So that's my question. Yeah, go ahead.
So, I had a series of questions and I'm hoping that the rest, that we would get another person on the board that would, ask this question is, I want to make sure that it doesn't impact the timing of the election and us being in compliance with all that. I would like to find out if we can have a signature gathering requirement prior to, filing for these offices, how many signatures that would be, and whether this would be in lieu of candidate statement costs. And I know there are some special districts that have signatures and some that do not, and some school boards may or whatever. I just didn't know if we can, and if so, if it, what it would take, and if it's a lot of work, and if it's too far gone in this election, maybe we should start exploring if it's a longer process. I just didn't know what's involved, because I don't want to burden staff with a whole lot of this if it's going to be a big hurdle.
Right, and I'll
Catch those questions?
Yes, I did.
and I'll turn it over to you in just a moment.
We're not.
Just-
Over to I'm asking if she caught this question.
Sure, absolutely. No, I appreciate that. And I think the one other thing, so for my colleagues, because we can't all talk to each other until now, just wanted to add a little bit of background of for many of the jurisdictions in our community, when somebody goes to run for office, they're required to gather signatures from residents living in their assigned district. And it's a way to make sure that candidates that are running have community connection. And so I'll speak for myself. I think that's a benefit to us to have that kind of connection. So just wanted to add a little piece of background as we enter into this discussion.
And I would ask that this could possibly be postponed for maybe a board meeting. We revisit this in 2 weeks, but in order to do that, my understanding is we would need a third board member that would feel such. So I don't know if Director Hatcher or Director Hodges would care to chime in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also if we need, if it's helpful to have some feedback from
Staff.
staff before you have comments, but I'm happy to. Yeah.
Some elections, especially.
Would you mind?
Sorry.
It's okay. Now you're on. Yeah.
Where judges seem to be, I don't know why it's judges all the time, but they have to garner up like 30 signatures or something.
Same deal.
It's just, is that what you're asking if we could possibly get? I like that.
Okay.
Sure.
After what? After Christie? Did this item go to committee? Or is this just this item?
Doesn't go to,
As a point of information, this item doesn't go to committee. This is just the official voting registration notification that we have candidates and complying with the requests of the registrar of voters. This wouldn't go to a committee.
No, this item goes to the board every time it's an election year.
And just in regards to the timing of this, I mean, this is obviously on our consent now. I believe I saw a July date in there. If this was postponed for further discussion, what's our kind of time frame on?
I'll let the clerk answer that.
Yes, so I've written down all of your questions. And I do just want to clarify that there is no statewide elections code requirement that requires special districts. candidates to collect nomination signatures. However, it is possible. We would have to postpone this item for our next board meeting. Our deadline to submit the notice for a general election is July 1st. So if we postpone this to the next meeting, we have some time to look into your questions and get back to you to see what that process looks like and how it affects our timeline.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, before I have any, I don't really have questions at this point. I kind of like to look at other special districts and other cities and kind of a little more depth of what this actually means. I mean, are you getting 30 signatures or 100 signatures?
That's
500? I mean, well, I don't know who does what. So I would be up for pulling and make a motion to pull this item for further review.
Thank you. I'll take that motion. Is there a second to pull the item for further review?
Second.
Okay. So moved by Director Hatcher, seconded by Director Rosen. Are there other questions for our district clerk or information that either our district clerk or general manager need before?
I don't need more information. I think this changes the nature of this report. Right now, we're just asking you to allow us to go forward and put our nominations for the statewide election and our candidates in the general election, all that stuff forward. This report will change a little bit. I'll probably end up having two parts. One will be to make the motion and the action to actually figure out a signature thing. And, you know, we're gonna have to write that report, so we'll probably have to go out and look for like some examples or some thresholds, give you some options. Ideally, it could have been a study session. I don't think that it will be because we're not gonna study session it and then bring it into the room. So we'll work with you, I'll work with President Lamb, and we'll try to figure out how we rewrite it. And then Christie, is there anything you want to add?
No, I spoke with Alameda County Registrar of Voters today. And so we have the form. It's just a matter of figuring out what exactly that process looks like on our end and making sure we have enough time to do it. Okay, great. Anything?
Postponement of the item?
That's what's been moved
Okay.
and seconded. I'm just gonna call for any other discussion or questions. Go ahead, Director
No.
Hodge.
Just a second.
Okay. All right. Anything else from this side of the dais? Okay, great. Well, I appreciate that very much. And I will call for a vote.
Can you please remind me who made the motion?
Absolutely. So Director Hatcher made the motion, Director Rosen seconded, and it was also seconded by Director Hodges.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thirded, yes. Okay. All right. So on the motion, it looks like that passes with 4 aye votes. All right. Thank you, everybody. And thank you for the work to learn more about this. Okay. That brings us to unfinished business, which is about the plunge.
Good evening, Board of Directors, President Lamnon. I am Diane Hardy, Bond Project Manager for Hayward Area Recreation and Park District. Thank you for having me tonight. Tonight, the Board of Directors will consider approval of a budget change to allocate funds to the Hayward Plunge renovation project and authorize the General Manager to approve a change order to the construction contract. On October 3rd, 2025, the Board of Directors awarded the contract for construction services to the Hayward Plunge renovation project. The Hayward Plunge is a municipal pool that first opened to the public nearly 90 years ago. Roughly 75% of the base scope work is complete, and the project is on schedule for reopening in fall. Most of the unknown, unforeseen costs have been identified. Their impacts to the schedule have also been resolved. To enhance the user experience upon reopening of the plunge, additional scope was identified by Parks Facilities and Maintenance Department and Recreation staff. The contractor was asked to provide their pricing for this additional work to be incorporated into their contract, thereby leveraging their expertise, the security of the facility, and familiarity with the plunge. The cost of this additional work exceeds the remaining construction contingency. The 5-year capital improvement project does include funding for the Hayward Plunge, but additional funding in the amount of $295,000 is required to fully fund these additional tasks. The total amount of construction change order contract would be $244,925 would be added to the remaining contingency, and additional soft costs would be needed in the amount of $50,075. So that brings us to the total augmentation required of $295,000. Using those funds, we would be able to replace the entire drinking water piping system. We would add devices for the new fire alarm system. We provide additional interior painting in the lobby, locker rooms, and the interior of the pool atrium. We would rebuild with ADA access the lobby counters. We would resolve any outstanding wiring or fire department inspection concerns. We'd fix the skylight motors, among other things. So this work would allow the contractor to continue to leverage his work, his resources, and his forces while they're on site. It would also help to, what I hope is, integrate the work and the obligation that operations has to maintain the rest of the facilities in the district. So with that, staff recommends the board of directors by motion approve a budget change to allocate $295,000 to the Hayward Plunge renovation project and authorize the general manager to execute a contract amendment and change orders to increase the construction contract with Cal State Construction. Is there any questions?
Any questions from my colleagues?
I have a comment. The phrase that makes me chuckle and also scares me at the same time is you said most several times, when it's like most of the things have been identified. And as was mentioned, this is like an onion, and you just keep peeling it back, and we don't always know what's under there. And I just want to say thanks for your patience, and I'm very appreciative. I think this is one of these projects that 90 years worth of pool chemicals and water and humidity and people is just gonna abuse the heck out of something. So I think hopefully the public will see this and appreciate it. I know it's a big deal. So thanks.
Director.
So I will say that we knew this was gonna happen. I was just looking at Megan to work on my math. I know we pride ourselves on on time, under budget. This is gonna be 50,000 or so over, and that's less than 1% of the total project costs. It's escalated, and all I can say is when you put lipstick on a pig, they probably need eyeshadow too.
I'm not going to comment on this. I'm going to turn to Director Hatch.
Thank you. And so did we have a list of, for these items that you spoke of now that we're adding into on this item, were these items that were on a list that we just kind of have removed, or these kind of completely just come up new as you, just to do like ADA in the lobby counter replacement with ADA access seemed like something would have been identified in some of the original discussion points. So the guy's question to clarify that, were these items that were already kind of sitting off on the side, or are they actually been brought up now?
We were very careful to establish a line of scope when we first set the intention for starting this project, because it was based on a very careful budget.
Yeah.
And in order to maintain the amount of work that would be needed for the facility to be safe and functional, we had to be very refined about what we were able to select at that time. Subsequently, to that conversation, tasks were identified that potentially could have been taken on by the facilities maintenance department. And as it happens, through the extraordinary work of the general manager and our facilities planning director, there is funds available for us to adopt this work into the project. And I'm very happy to do that because it means we can coordinate it with the work that remains that is already under the contract and do it in a seamless fashion.
Perfect. And
So
then, okay.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna withdraw my lipstick statement because I think it made our board president uncomfortable. I'm just kidding. Like this, the goal here was to kind of go in and do life safety, structural safety work at the plunge because it's 92 years old and we knew we needed it. We knew we weren't gonna build another pool, especially, you know, knowing now how things are going with future bond potential. And so we started adding. The problem is that, and this is what happens. You're gonna walk through a really lousy lobby into a beautiful new plastered and tiled pool, completely repainted barrel dome and fixed roof, air handling, windows, mural, memorial mural for Robin Toussaint at the end of the pool. You're gonna walk into all this stuff, but you have to walk through a lobby that has kind of like a lath and plaster, and you could tell the roof. It's got a flat roof in front of the barrel. That roof's been leaking for a long time. It's come down walls, and we've patched it and we've done it. But at the end of the day, then we went down into the underground locker rooms. We turned on faucets, the lead pipes, because the facility hadn't been being used, and we thought there were water quality issues. We started running the water going, just can't do it. So at the end of the day, we're coming back to you for additional expenses because quite honestly, I don't want to shut this thing down for a year and a half, reopen it to the public and have them walk down in the locker rooms and go, you didn't do anything. You spent $5 million. What happened? So we're down to just the little aesthetic stuff to make sure that the facility looks good for another 20 or 30 years before we have to go back and invest in it. But man, you know, we didn't think we'd do the whole mechanical room. We had no idea that the chemical rooms were as bad as they were until the county fire inspectors came down. So it's just, it is where it is. And I truly appreciate your support and just continuing to kind of give us the funds we need to get through this one and reopen that thing in the fall and smile and have a big party down there and move on to the next.
Yeah, no, I think, I mean, just in this report showing that 31% for County Department of Environmental Health design changes in itself. I mean, that speaks huge to 20% contingency. All this was understood. So I highly agree with the work that's been done and this additional changes. So no further question.
Thank you. Yeah, I concur. That was sort of, if I made a face about the big comment, it was really about, we're not doing that, right? This really was we knew it was going to be the Onion project, and we had committed the funds to really make it the showpiece that the community needs it to be. So it's it's going to be fantastic.
92, but not. It's like 92 is the new 62 or 52.
That'll be a
great ribbon cutting. We can have some cool event in the pool. It will be. Maybe we'll time it with like a floating pumpkin patch or something, you know.
I'm kind of bummed you got rid of the deep end. I kind of see that in the pictures that you smoothed out, so there's no deep end anymore. But you know,
No, it's still got it's still got the deep end. We didn't do anything to the bottom shape of the pool, really. A little bit hoopty curve, right, on those hard angles.
There's a code requirement for the distance between the top of the filter and the drain pipe that's changed since we last changed those filters. And it requires more depth.
In the sump.
Mhm.
see that.
And
So
what that,
they put they cut the bottom of that pool wide open. They put in two big VGB
Yeah.
appliance drains. And they didn't have enough distance from the drain down to the pipe, and the size of the pipe might have been wrong.
they did at that time, and the code has changed.
Since VGB passed?
Since 2017 to now. So what we did is we added 6 inches right at the V part of the ditch of the deep end of the pool. It gives us the dimension that we
We
need.
changed the water depth of that pool by 6 inches?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty significant.
The good news is we didn't have to dig up all the pipe that was put in when those VGBs were originally installed. And the other good news is it's still deep enough for the diving board. So,
Nice.
yeah.
But not.
Okay.
Okay, so slight change to that. Thank you, Jack.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, I will entertain a motion on this item.
I'll move this item.
Thank you. And
I'll second it.
all right, moved by Director Hatcher, seconded by Director Hodges, thirded by Director Rosen. And we had nothing online about this, correct?
No public comments only.
All right, then we will go to the vote. And that passes unanimously. Thank you so much for the work and the continued diligence on this project. All right. And that brings us to new business, which is our Chamber of Commerce agreement.
Good evening, President Lamnin and Honorable Board of Directors. This evening, we're asking that as the Hayward Chamber of Commerce for over the last 20 years has done the Downtown Streets events and the Mariachi Festival. And so kind of similarly to last year, we're looking to consider authorizing the general manager to execute a memorandum of understanding between the district and the Hayward Chamber of Commerce to formally support signature downtown Hayward events in 2026. The collaboration will foster community pride, provide meaningful recreation experiences, and showcase the district's commitment to public engagement and regional partnerships.
All right. Thank you. Any questions on the item? Seeing none, I will take a motion on the item.
So moved.
Thank you, Director Rosen.
I'll second.
Thank you, Director Hatcher. And there's no other discussion. We will move to a vote. And that passes unanimously. Thank you very much. And thank you for the collaboration and the work on this item. And that brings us to reports from my colleagues and from our esteemed staff. Director Rosen, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I'm just double checking some calendar issues. Well, I'll just go off memory. So, I want to say thanks. I went to the Cache Valley Community Center Memorial Day event, and it was great to see and hear from a lot of people that have given so much. And there was a nice new sign that was an Eagle project, along with a bench that had everything. And I want to thank staff. I'm sure that was probably a little bit of some hoops to go through and to try and coordinate, but it looked great, and everyone was there were people taking pictures in front of each of them, so that was great. I want to say thanks. I went to the Carpet conference for a day, and it was great to see Natalie there and getting on the Capri board. Sorry, that was my mistake before. And to see she made it, which is good. I somehow got on the Carpet board too, so that was good.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And it was great to see Director Hodges there, as well as Natalie and Jim. And oh, I know what I was going to show. There was a really good rules of the road about board and staff leadership that had a good speaker for that was introducing it all. That's a friend of the district, I guess you could say. And I also went to the Laurel. This is the third in-person community meeting about the Laurel Parks, about the Laurel Park design. And my memory is that we've had 2 online surveys about this, as well as a board workshop. I think that this is the outreach that we do. This is an example. I wish everyone else was doing this much outreach for what we end up doing. And I think a lot of people trust us because of that kind of thing. So I want to say thanks. I know a lot of the people are the same old neighbors that were there a lot, but a lot of people knew about it. I did talk to some people. They're like, oh yeah. So thanks.
All right, thank you. Director Hatcher?
Great event at the Eden Mansion. The Hart Foundation did their thank you event for the not only the foundation, the donors, and for the community. So a lot of folks hadn't been to the park and also to the mansion. So it's just a great showing of our foundation and what it does, and the high respect. The amount of staff members that were there, that were off duty too. So that was really great to see folks recreating with their families there also, and having the band there, and our what I like to call our house band, our house MC Patrick Lendeza doing the MC work there. So it was a good event all around for showcasing our foundation.
He also fed us too.
Yeah, the food too, can never go wrong. We attended the unincorporated services meeting, which is Supervisor Tam and Supervisor Miley. The key item on that agenda was the creation of the Office of Unincorporated Services to give more voice, leadership. It was a presentation that was very detailed. I'm supportive of it, but I have some concerns, but that's something that I think as we move forward with the representation of the unincorporated area, it is a good step. And so it's just there listening mostly. And I just kind of happened into it was the United Seniors of Oakland and Alameda County 35th annual conference held at the Cherryland Community Center, and the president, of that organization is Supervisor Miley. And so I just saw a lot of people there. So I stopped by there, and he actually called me up to just say a few words and thank everyone for being there. Very full room of our seniors. We were tabling there also. So great to have James there, handed on information, and very well attended. And I just thank the seniors for being engaged and active in our hard facilities and with our programming as well as the community. So very well attended event. That was about it.
Nice to see that event coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, very much so.
Director Hodges?
My turn?
Yes.
All right, before I forget it, on Sunday, had the pleasure of seeing the end of the year youth commission meeting, and they met about 30 or 40 feet off the air. And it was exciting to watch them. I'm glad I had an excuse why I couldn't do it, but I understand that this is going to be a very popular thing to rent out. So anybody here up to raising your hand and going on the
Carlo.
Oh yeah. We have a competition.
well, good luck. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Oh, excuse me, I ran into a professor of speaking of in Monterey, and he's here tonight. And he did a great job of telling the rest of the world
Better data.
But I was impressed. Thank you.
Professor Wheeler, I like that.
We talked about the same thing. GPS in trucks for route efficiency, park evaluation scores for resource allocation, Placer AI for number of park visits, community survey to make sure that the top 5 or 6 things on the community list for facilities and programs are the top 5 or 6 on our list, and just how we put that all together to try to work smarter.
Okay. Anything else, Director Hodges?
No, his audience was all quiet.
I'm sure it was good stuff. And congratulations to both Jim and Peter and Natalie on new positions. And so great to have hard in such leadership roles regionally and statewide. Yes, the appreciated being at the donor appreciation party with all of my colleagues. That was a great event, and just a lovely opportunity to celebrate our foundation and all the terrific work that our donors make happen. And the Laurel meeting, I concur. That was lovely to hear from the neighbors about what they were concerned about, what are they excited about, seeing kids play on the lawn. All of that was great. And then kind of happened into a meeting that happened today, RCD and a number of county offices and some community folks and financial folks talking about financial literacy, financial services in the unincorporated area. You know, there's not a lot of banking opportunities and non-predatory kinds of opportunities in our unincorporated area. This is a similar problem that happens in South Hayward as well. And so it's great to see that conversation happening. And I bring it up because it started and ended at Ashland Roots. And so people were very complimentary about the new facility and the community center, and the collaboration with RCD was there. And they were very appreciative of HARD. And it was a nice walk through our turf, and supported. People were very positive about all of the great work that you all are making happen. So good work there. And I will turn it over to our general manager.
Good evening, Board President Lamnin and Board of Directors, James Wheeler, General Manager. We visited Lake Ridge Park today and took a walk from the bottom all the way up to the top and talked about potential plans for using the county impact fees for how we would connect Kelly Street up into the park and beyond. We spoke to a neighbor right there who seems to have cut his drainage ditches into R and had a lot to tell me about drainage in the park. He's at the bottom of the hill, lived here his whole life. I will tell you that we're waiting to find out from PD the results. There was an assault. A woman was assaulted at Weeks Park this weekend. So I'm waiting to find out more from the Rangers. Talking about doing HLAC agenda planning tomorrow. Have a meeting about HPN, workforce development, and the next reiteration or rebirth of HPN and what it would look like, because it's going to look like it's workforce based. And I think that's at lunch with the city manager on Thursday for our monthly check-in or bi-monthly check-in, and get an audience with the general manager King of East Bay Regional Parks next week. So looking forward to that. That's it.
Good evening, Adrienne Lee Bird, Director of Recreation, Arts and Community Services. Recently, we have been partnering with HUSD's Newcomer program, and through a grant, we were able to provide some free programming for their Afghan families. So it was a sewing class where we did multiple sessions of it. And at the end, our families actually did a little fashion show of their clothing, which was really cool. And then last Friday, we were able to participate in a newcomer resource fair there, which was very successful. There are a lot of families that came through, and we had our bilingual staff there to talk about our programs. On Saturday, we also participated in Eden Youth's Reach for a Better Community event that we held at Weeks Park. And so we brought out the rock wall and mobile rack and tabled there. And as Director Hodges mentioned, we were able to run our staff through additional training and bring out the Youth Commission as well as some of our ambassadors from the foundation. And so we will be all ready to have you out there for a team bonding event one day. And lastly, just wanted to mention that some of our refresh at the Shoreline is coming to a close. And so we're getting ready to see what the next steps are with that, but very excited about seeing the new exhibition there. Thank you.
Good evening, Honorable HARD Board. Megan Tiernan, Capital Planning and Development Director. As two of the board members have noted, we had the third community meeting for Laurel Park.
we concluded the second community survey last week, so we will bring the final draft plan to a study session in the board. I think we're slated for June 15th, and also the result of the second community survey.
Good evening, Director Lamnon, honorable members of the board. This is Dwayne Taylor, Director of Parks and Facilities Maintenance. So we completed the bleacher demo and press box at Sunset Field on Friday afternoon. The team is going out over the next few days to just review the actual track to see if there's any like debris, things like that, before we look at opening it up to the community. We're also going to do some weed abatement in that area as well. We started our Mission Hills golf course netting project. So this was to replace some of the damaged netting at the various holes on the golf course. So there were specifically two netting areas being replaced at hole 5. There's one netting replaced at hole 6, and then 2 at hole 8. So we're really happy about this. We think it's going to give a needed facelift to the golf course. And the third thing I have tonight is at Rowell Ranch. I mentioned previously we were doing some work to identify the septic tanks. We've done that, and now I have the actual report with the location of the leach lines. So we have something that we can memorialize, share with the team, and really understand the actual how those septic tanks are used in their overall maintenance. So more to come on that, but that's been complete. Thank you.
Paid her off.
Oops. Every time. I know. I'm so sorry. President Landon, honorable board of directors. Apparently I want to work on an airplane. I don't know. As you shared the dates for all the upcoming information will come to your inbox sometime this Friday with all of the different events taking place. And that's about all I have.
Anything else for the good of the order? Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.
3 minutes to spare, and it went.
Thank you so much, Ladna and
Right,
Les.
so-
Have a great evening.
All someone had to do is take 70.